This
We
conference
start.
will now be recorded.
Now I'm continuing the same session. These are the things we discussed. So before we discussed when Python released, what exactly the will about Python and then definition. So we discussed about these three things: high level, general purpose, and interpreted language. How this will be in interpreted language. Then there are two things are left. That is dynamic and object-oriented language. This will be covered in advantages part. So, any questions so far? Um, okay. Now the definitions, now advantages. Advantages of Python. The first one is platform independent. We discussed this platform independency at the definition itself, that is high level. So platform independent means Python is not dependent on any OS. Python is not tightly coupled with any OS. So run anywhere, write anywhere. That means you write in Mac system, take the code, put it in Windows. You don't need to do any further steps. Just execute the Python file that will be executed. Take the same file and put it in Linux. That is also will work. So there is no dependency on the OS. So that's why we call this as platform independent. We discussed this. Now the second one is easy. So actually, second advantage people describe in different ways, but myself give simple word that is easy. So easy in terms of anything. So easy of understanding, easy of writing, easy of maintaining. So lot of easies we can apply, especially to the Python code. Okay. The first point I'm want to highlight how this is easy. The maintenance, reading, everything is easy. Okay, now the point. Anybody know C language here? C, Java. Of course, Java is no. C language, anybody know?
Yes,
Okay,
Srinivas, I know.
okay. Thank you. So I'm writing a some language code here. Okay, so this was very famous interview question when I was searching jobs in 2004, 2006. So that time this was very famous interview question. So what question is, so A equals to 20 and B equals to 15. These are the inputs. So what we need to print is, when I say A, it should print 15. When I say B, it should print 20. Can you guess what is the question here? 24th line is input, 28th line is output. What they are expecting in between the code? What code they are expecting?
Swap the variable.
Swap the numbers, swap the variables. So A value should go to B, B value should go to A. So earlier code people used to write like this. So they create a variable called temp variable. Don't worry who people who don't know the coding and all. Just for example, just to say what exactly the is here. So people used to take temp. Okay, so they will take temp equals to A. So because of 26th line, what is the value of temp? What is the value of temp? Because of 26th line, what is the value of temp?
It's 20.
20. Now 28th line, next line, A equals to B. Because of 28th line, what is the output of what is the value of A?
15.
15. Now the next line again, B equals to 10. So what is the value of B now? What is the value of B now?
20,
20. So finally, what is the value of A
50.
and what is the value of B? 20. So we achieved, right? So we achieved the coding. I mean, we achieved the output. So, but how many lines it took? 3 lines of coding. This was a very highlighted entry question actually, 2004, 2005, because I am the victim in that. So 3 lines of code is required, and also there is a new variable required. So this is the code everybody follows C, C++ in Java as well. Okay. Now I am trying. If you go to inter, still I would like to ask this question to freshers. Still I am asking this question in fresher interviews. Okay, but the question is different. First I ask this question, then I will ask that can you write the same logic without using the temporary variable? This is also possible. If you are free sometime, you can try. But if somebody is coming for Python interviews, I will not ask this question because I don't have a dare to ask this question because I'm writing Python code now. How to swap the numbers? This is the Python code. That's all. This is the line you need to write in Python if you want to swap two numbers. That's all. This is the line of coding you need to write to swap the numbers in Python. So any 26 line will work. Definitely it will work. If you want, I will show you also. Once we start the programming, then I will show you. This is easy. Now second is so I bet I bet take any program, ask write in Python. Same way someone please ask someone to write in Java. Same way someone to ask to write in C language. Now take 3 papers, give it to anybody who not know Java, C or Python. But I bet the people who know software technology, but they are not aware of these 3 languages, they can definitely understand Python. So easy way of reading the code is also easy in Python. This is first bet. Second bet, give me any program which is written in Java. If it is 200 lines, I will make it in 125 lines. I'm saying maximum lines I'm saying. Give any program to me which is in Java, I will write it in 125 lines. So I will cut off almost 70% of the, sorry, 30-40% of the code. Write in anywhere. I mean Java, C, C++, any code, give it to me. I can convert into Python code with less number of lines. Third easy. Now fourth easy. If the code is less, then files will be less. Reading is very easy. Then if all three are possible, the maintenance of the code is very, very easy. So this is one of the reason right now Python released in 1990, but still now people are taking that is this is one of the reasons. So this is very helpful to the clients and also companies maintaining the code. That is first point. And second one is writing the code, which is easy, maintenance is easy, readability is easy, lot of things are easy. So that's why now everybody going with Python. Any questions? Now third one is memory. Can someone tell me what is memory in Windows system? What exactly meaning of memory in any operating system or any laptop or any desktop? What exactly the meaning of memory? Very basic question I asked, but it's okay. Anybody? What is the memory in your laptop? What exactly meaning of memory in your laptop or desktop?
It stores the data.
Stores the data. So what is the RAM in a laptop? Stores the data in hard disk, right? What is the RAM in your laptop? Why do we need RAM in the laptop? It's okay, no problem. If you are not aware, no problem. But if you are aware, you will. Okay, that is different story. So third one is memory. What is memory here? Okay. So let me talk about C language first. Okay. Now C language, there is a small program adding three numbers. Okay. So A equals to or Java anything. Okay. People will give the value here. B equals to C equals to. Then people write the code. Then it will print finally total of A plus B plus C. Okay. Let's say someone is given value like this 10, 20, 30. Okay, total it will print. But after executing 25th, 26th, 27 lines, what exactly happens in the memory? What exactly happens in your laptop memory? So RAM meaning the current application, whatever the memory which is occupying, that will be belongs to RAM, not our hard disk. So that's why if RAM is increasing, your capacity of opening of number of applications can also be increased. Let's say 2 GB RAM is there, it can hold 4 5 applications at a time. Now make it 4 GB, then it will be 6 applications. Make it 8 GB, then it will be again 10 applications you can parallelly work on. So wherever the RAM is increasing, the number of applications can be increased. You can work to 10 applications parallelly because your applications, I mean, your RAM is supporting that. Your RAM is handling the application's memory very efficiently because of size of the RAM. So after executing 25, 26, 27 lines, what exactly happens? Any idea? In the RAM. Okay. So what exactly happens after executing 25th line? 16 bytes of memory, 16 bytes of memory occupied to store value of 10 in the RAM. Again, here 16 bytes of memory occupied to store 20. Then C, again 16 bytes of memory occupied in the memory. So total how many bytes are occupied? Total how many bytes are occupied in the memory because of your Python, I mean, your C language code or Java code?
16 plus 16 plus 16.
48.
40, right? So
Well,
maybe
it's
for you it is very simple, but let me highlight what exactly the power of memory. Okay. So now tell me, if someone is given a values like this, how much memory occupied?
just before you get into that, I have a question. Why 16 bytes for the line number
That
25?
is that is language decides.
So for any variable, it takes 16 bytes in Python.
No, I'm talking about C, Java.
In C, I don't think it takes 16 bytes.
That's what I'm saying. This is depends on memory. That's why I'm not specifying any. You're writing in any language code, some memory will occupy it. Let's say 16 bytes.
Oh, it is
Okay?
an example you are taking. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now how many bytes are occupying now? If I give value like this, 48 bytes, right? Now, so this is the memory locations in your RAM. So this is the way of storing. A, variable name. B, variable name. C, variable name. So here 10, here 10, here. So if the location is occupying 16 bytes, total is what? 48 bytes of memory is occupying because of your code. Now, this is common in any language. This is common in any language, even JavaScript, anywhere, your memory will be occupied for the variables with the values. Okay, so language specify for integer 16 bytes, for float 32 bytes, for something, for double it will be 48 something like that. All are 8 multiples only.
But Srinivas,
Okay, so this language,
I'm still not
yeah, tell
clear
me.
why you pick 16 bytes here, because if I consider this as an integer, the integer size has
Okay,
to be OS dependent. It cannot be a language dependent, right?
language plus voice, not voice. It is
Yeah, please
completely
carry on.
language plus voice.
Yeah, yeah,
Voice
that's fine.
cannot
Please carry
decide
on.
your language memory.
Yeah, yeah, carry on. I don't want to hijack the discussion. Please carry on.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the way memory is occupied. Okay. Now the point is how this memory is. If this is the case in all languages, memory is not cannot be an advantage of Python. I mean, I should not highlight that memory is here. Okay. There are two things I need to explain here. So let's assume we are writing C language code. Okay. Now after executing of your C language code, these three will be occupied and not, it will not be freed. Okay, it will not be freed until you write the code. You need to clean up the code. You need to clean up the variables in your code itself like this. So what you need to do is A equals to null something. We need to put like this. B equals to null. C equals to null. So after your actual logic is completed, then you need to make them null. So what is the meaning of 32, 33, 34 lines? Any idea? So you are saying that I don't want these three variables in your RAM. These will be cleared. So 48 bytes will be freed up so that any other application can use these 48 bytes. Let's assume if someone is missing to write this code, these 48 bytes will be occupied in the RAM until you restart the system. Those 48 bytes cannot be used for any other application. I'm talking about C language. Okay. Maybe they have given
Uh,
solution. I think so. We don't know,
Srinivas, that
but
is
that is
not
different story. Yeah, tell me.
That is not correct.
No, no, I'm talking. This is the
Once the
solution.
program
Similarly,
execution is completed, memory will be removed. It's a garbage collection is there, is basic functionality, right? Memory management. Since you talked about what is memory, the basic
you
memory
didn't
management is that, no?
let
And
me
you can
finish, then you will
assign
understand.
a null to a integer variable in Java or C. If you are referring to a
Let me
point,
talk 1 second. You missed my last point. This was my experience with C language, not right now the case.
I'm talking about my experience back in '98.
Let me finish that advantage of memory. Then you will have any question, then we can discuss.
That's fine. Carry
Okay.
on.
So earlier people used to do this in C language. This is my experience in C language because we need to make sure that this we need to do. Okay. If I directly say garbage collection, people who are not aware of this word itself, they cannot understand. Why do we need garbage collection? You got me? This is the techniques in the trainer point of view. This is the technique. If you directly say garbage collector, people never understand.
Yeah, I
You got
totally
my
get
point,
it.
right?
Passing the wrong message is also not right, right?
So
Since you
you
are in
need to,
comparison with a different
this
language.
is the technique you need to learn from me, especially. Okay.
I get it, but
Because,
the wrong information is
yeah,
misstated. I went through the demo class, so most of
no,
them are
no.
assigned.
That's why, see, if you see my notepad, you don't see the language here. I say that this is the case we have to do for some languages. Okay, if you are writing the code now in COBOL, you need to do it. Okay, now also. Okay, Pascal, you need to do it. That's all. Because there is no garbage collection there.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, please carry on.
yeah. So you need to write the 32, 33, 34 lines to clean up the memory. Okay. So why this is a headache to the developer? If this is very simple code, okay, 3 variables is fine. But if it is a 10 variables, 20 variables you are creating, then you need to make sure you are cleaning up the code. You are cleaning up the memory. So you need to make sure at the end of the code, you need to write this. All the lines with a null value so that all the memory will be released. Okay. But to overcome this issue, there is a concept called garbage collector that is introduced in the language itself to reduce the developer headache. Guys, once you create the variables, just leave it to us. We will take care of cleaning up the memory. Just write your code. You don't need to worry about the memory. We will take care of the clean of the memory. The concept is called garbage collector. Garbage collector is a component which is a thread in any language that will take care of the cleaning of the memory. So this is reducing big headache to the developers. Okay, nowadays, yes, garbage collector is a default property for all the languages. Because if you still you are doing the same thing, you are asking developer to do the freeing of the memory, then no one will go with that language. That is very bad because for me, maximum number I use in my program is almost 120 variables we have. So who will take care of the 120 memory variables here? At the end, we can say null, null. It's not possible. I mean, it's very big headache to the developer. So that's why what they said, we have a garbage collector component that will take care of the cleaning of the memory. Then if garbage collector is there in all the languages, then why do we need as an advantage in Python? Why Srini is saying it's an advantage? Why Srini is saying memory is an advantage in Python? Okay. Now see, 25th, 26, 27 lines. Now go to any language nowadays also. Okay. Especially Java, C or anywhere. Now 25, 26, 27 lines, it will be occupied. 48 lines will be occupied. Oh, sorry, 48 bytes will be occupied. Assume. Now, if you go to land, so what is the value of A, B, C? Right now we have 10, 10, 10. Okay. Now see, Now in Python, I'm talking. Now this is Python right now. Python I'm talking. Now this is the value of A. Python is creating 10. Now Python will come to the line of 26. Then it will say there is an algorithm in Python, memory algorithm they have written. It will come to B. Then it will check that 10 value is 10. Okay. I will not create value of B. Instead, I will search that is there any value, is there any memory location which is created with value 10? Is it created already? Is it created already? When it comes to line 26, Python algorithm checks that is there any value created already with value 10 in the memory? Yes, right? So what it will do? It will create a tag saying that, okay, hey B, you also share the same memory location. Then hey C, you also share the same memory location. Now tell me, this program, if this is the program in Python, how many bytes are occupied? 16 bytes. If this is the program in different language, then 48. So ultimate advantage is if 200 variables are representing only one value, there is only one location will be occupied in the RAM. That is power of Python. That is the what I am trying to address here as an advantage in Python. Garbage collector anyway will be there in all the languages. That is a different story. But the thing is, in Python, if you go a variable, 10 variables with same value, then only one memory location will be occupied. So that is the power of memory. That is an advantage I am highlighting as a memory advantage in Python. Clear? I will give an example. I will show you at the time of coding. Also, I will show you how the memory is occupying in Python. So three variables, only one location because of the value is same. Any questions? The next one is dynamic. So this is the definition actually. We have a definition dynamic also there. So now dynamic. What is the advantage of dynamic here? So now let me write the coding, C language or Java. Okay. So this is the coding in C or Java. Okay. So, anybody understand the coding? What exactly is code? So this is the coding to add two numbers. So A comma B input will be taken from the user. Then C will take care of the adding the A plus B. And then we are printing the output. Okay. 29th this line is output printing. We can use anything like printf or C like this. Now let's say if someone is given like this, this is the difference between scripting language and programming language. Now I'm talking about programming languages. So 26th lines, what exactly happens is, the language decides what is the int and how much memory should I create. Based on data type, memory will be created. Okay, its language decides how much memory I should create. Now, assume 16 bytes again. Now, integer A. So what happens is, you don't need to worry about memory now, bytes and all, because now this I'm talking about programming languages. Now 26 line execution started from here, left to right. Then what exactly it will see? Okay. What is the variable type user specified? Okay. Integer specified. Okay. What is the memory as per my language? Okay. So the memory will be created first. And then what is the variable they specified? Okay. A value will be pointing to this. Now, what is the value they said? Okay, 10. Then 10 will be placed here. Now for B, same story. 20. For example, if someone is given like this, 26th line will be executed successfully or it will be an error. Are we giving the integer value? Are we giving integer value?
No, that is not integer.
So not integer value. So 26th line, what happens is memory is creating for integer only because you specified this is the integer. Then A is okay. Then finally, at the time of putting this value into the memory, then it will throw an error. Sorry, sir. Memory is created for integer, but you supplied the value which is not a integer. This is the float. So language throws an error saying that sorry, we can't do this. So if this is the case, so this is limited to the integers, right? Your code is limited to the integers. This is helpful in some cases, but developer point of view, this is big headache. So if you get any requirement first from the client, if you are working in programming languages, there should be a discussion with the client itself saying that, okay, sir, you are asking two number addition. Now tell me what exactly the two numbers I should support. Should I support integer? Should I support float? Should I support some other data type? So it is a gathering the information about your requirements. Still, your variables is matter if you are working in programming language. But if you are going with scripting language like Python, then there is no case that you should not put any data type specification at the time of variable creation. This is I am writing Python code. So this is dynamic. What is dynamic here? Okay, programming language variable creation is left to right, whereas dynamic languages like scripting languages, variable creation is right to left. So right to left is what? This will first identify what value you are trying to insert, what value you are trying to assign. Okay, you are taking the value of float. Okay, let me create a float variable. Okay, you are giving a value of integer. Let me create an integer variable. You are giving addition is again a float value. Let me create a float value like this. So it will not throw any value. So this program will work for anything. If you give integers, yes, it will work. If you give floats, yes, it will work. So this is an advantage, especially to the developers. Okay, dynamic, yes, there are some disadvantages, but that is a different story. But I feel compared to disadvantages, very, very much helpful to the developers. Especially, you should not discuss with client. what variables, what type of variables I should create, not required. Because if the requirement is specification is done, once we are starting with testing, there it will decide. You don't need to ask the what integer, what float, what and all different type of data. We don't need to discuss. So based on value, your variable will be decided. So if you give 10.89, then value, I mean type of A is float. If you give 10, the type of A is integer. That is dynamic. Now the next advantage. So uh, your manager in your project, your manager, you are joined. I mean, morning you got a mail from HR there saying that we are giving best employee award. So can you tell me in your team who is the best employee? Can you give us in 1 hour? So what exactly you start thinking about in your team? Silence. I don't like silence, please. If you are unable to speak in the call,
If I'm the
you don't
manager,
need
I
to
should be
join the
knowing
call.
the name by now. If I get a mail, I'll be knowing my best performer, right?
Yes, yes, yeah. So who is the best firm? How do you decide your best firm? What is the criteria you follow?
How proactive
I
they
mean,
are
what
about
exactly you see? What
task.
exactly you see?
That's what. How well they are delivering their assigned task and how proactive they are, how interactive with the other team members, and how productive they are. It's kind of like all the best we look at and we rank and we give the top one.
So you see the main productivity of that guy.
Yes.
Okay. Any other leads from anybody? So our friends are he see the productivity. So who gives more? Obviously, he is the best employee for his project.
It is one of the parameter, not just the one, only one.
The main is product. Right? So you have to say right.
Yeah.
The
Main
time
is
of
pretty. I have given right three, four categories. Definitely product.
okay. So what is the next one?
The
Productivity. What is the next
innovation.
one?
Who is the
Interaction with the
innovator?
team.
Who is the innovator? I mean, who is basically doing things differently and coming out with new ideas? It all depends on the project, right? If you are working in a testing, or if
Yes,
you're
yes.
working in a development, or if you're
Yes.
working in a product development. So it's more of like how innovative you are, and not just talking.
Can you give
How
us just 3 points?
yes,
2, 3 points.
main
So
productivity,
productivity, I
how
understand. What's
how
the next one?
proactive you are, how proactive, productivity, and innovative, and how
Okay. Three.
collaborative with other team members.
Ah, okay. Okay. Any other leads? So only one guy is speaking. So you don't know how to speak in online classes, or you don't know at all speaking. You're not fit for software. Better you are alone. You are in front of the computer. We ask a normal question. Nobody speaking. Only one guy speaking with me always. Any questions? Yeah, someone is trying now. So I can't proceed now with this concept. Okay, it's okay, not an issue. Okay. So if I get three more answers, then it will be good discussion, but it's okay. So what Python is here is, So we have it, some procedures, I mean, some language principles. We have functional, procedural, and object-oriented language principles. These are principles people created. So let's say in a language is creating in 2025, if people are saying that we are functional-oriented language, that means the language follows rules which are defined in functional language. If someone is saying that we are releasing a procedural oriented language, that means the language follows the concepts, the rules which are defined in procedural oriented language. If someone is saying that we are object oriented language, then that means the language is following the rules which are defined in object oriented language. But fortunately, Python is saying that I follow the rules which are defined in functional, procedural, and object oriented language. So there is no restriction at all in Python. Indirectly, there is no restriction at all. Because if you go for object-oriented language, they can't write the code the way in procedural language because they have to follow object-oriented language. But in Python, we can do that. Just one statement, printing of the name of the company. You can write directly using the procedural-oriented language rules or functional-oriented rules or object-oriented rules. Anything is accepted in Python. It is not restricted, it's not bound to one particular language. So Python follows three properties. Properties of three language rules. Functional oriented language, procedural oriented language, and object oriented language. All rules are accepted in Python. This is very big advantage. Slowly you will understand the power of this. Now the next one is use module support. So what exactly module support here? Okay, so in my first class, demo class, people asked that what is NumPy, SciPy, everything. Okay, so these are called packages. We can say modules. Anything is fine. Packages or anything is fine. Okay, in Python, we have lots of packages are available to support the coding for your needs. Okay, like gaming, we have Excel, we have pandas, we have to handle Excel, we have pandas, NumPy, SciPy, lot of things. Data engineering, yes, we have cloud engineering, yes, we have lot of packages supported in Python. Compared to Java, we have very, very excellent modules supported in Python. That's why nowadays Python is very popular. Because the main factor is 22nd line, easy. Yes, language, okay, package support is okay, but still why we are going is, yes, a normal person who not know how to write the program, they can start their journey with Python. Once they're writing the code started, then that's enough. They are doing the miracles now. Clear? Any doubts? Now, disadvantages. Anybody know what are the disadvantages of Python? Anybody of any of your friends said that this is the disadvantage of Python? Disadvantage of Python? Any guesses? The first one is slow. Can someone tell me why is slow? Any ideas?
It is a line by line interpreter.
Line by line interpret. Good. Any other guesses? Why slow? Let's say this is Java program. So a developer, to execute this program, he execute a command to compile the program. So this program is compiled. So let's say it is taking 2 seconds. Actually, it will not take 2 seconds. Always program any language execution time we calculate in milliseconds only. If you are writing the code which is taking in seconds, that is very complex code or that is dealing a task. But if it is in minutes, you are doing wrong programming. Still, we accept seconds. That means you are doing bigger task. If it is going in minutes, and that is very bad. You need to split that. That is different story. So your program is compiled. I'm talking about C Java. Then after compile code is ready, then this will be executed. So you're writing any code, you should compile so that another file will be created saying that I am completely verified, my code is valid. Code is valued in the sense compiled meaning your program has been written the rules which are defined in that language. If you are not following the rules, then your compile will throw an error saying that this program has this issue. I can't do this because we don't support something that we do lot of errors. We get lot of errors if that is not valid as per the standards. I'm saying as per the standards, your program is executed successfully with as per expectation is that is different. That is different. Compilation means it will check all the lines in the code. Are you following all the rules or not? Then compilation is okay. Then it will start the execution. You cannot start the execution for any programming language script, sorry, for any programming language file without compilation. So user has to do a compilation and then execution. Now this is Python program. So Python is a scripting language. There is no compilation part as a step. So once you start the execution of this file, then compilation is done. Immediately execution is also done. So this is the one of the advantage here. User is not required to do a compilation. Whenever user start execution of this file, user not aware whether it is compiling or that's a different story, but Python itself will take care of compilation, then immediately execution. But coming to programming language Java, C and all, user has to compile it. A file should be ready by the user, then it will start the execution. You cannot start the execution directly. So it is a mandatory step for the developer. They create a compilation file and then execute. Now coming here, this is a Java server, Java project server. This is a Python project server. Now let's say 100 Java files are placed here, 100 Python files are placed here. But in real time, here never put 100 Java files. They will put 100 compiled files like this, these boxes. Because I told you already, only compilation files should be ready by the developer itself. So that's why what developer will do, he will write the code 100 Java files, then he will compile all 100 Java files. Then whatever the compiled one, they are deploying in the server. I'm talking about this deployment server. Now in Python, as I said, there is no compilation code separately. So we will put the as it is Python files in the Python server. Let's say in this one file to be executed, in this also one file to be. Now there is request coming to the server to execute one program. Now tell me, in this case, will it compile again or it will start execution? This is Java server. Will it compile again or it will start the execution directly?
It will execute.
Execute. Why? Because all the people placed the compile files. Then when it comes to the Python code execution, what happens?
It has to both compile and then execute.
Compile and then execute. So that is That is the slowness of the program. So, of course, that is the slowness of the scripting languages. Okay. So, whenever you hit the Java server, because it is already compiled files are placed, it is definitely only compiled files will be placed in the servers. Then that file will be executed automatically, start execution, no compilation at all, because it is already compiled. But whenever request comes to the Python servers, it will start the compilation and then execution. Now again, one more request came. What happens? Same thing, compile and execute. But my point of view, remember this, we will definitely come back to this session. This session, I will not explain. I will ask you that. Do you remember demo class? Okay, you have to say I do remember, because 30th line again I will take that line to give the explanation of one point in one of the concept. So still I don't like to say Python is slow. I am saying Srini's point of view I am talking. If you have a perfect team lead or a manager who knows how to maintain the code in Python very gracefully, effectively, then we can solve this issue. This slowness issue can be resolved in efficient manner if you have, or if you are a perfect programmer or a designer or anything. If you maintain the code like that, you can achieve the problem of slowness. So Python people are giving that headache to the developer that, yes, sir, we are giving one concept to you. If you use that concept in your project efficiently, then slowness is not at all a problem. This is the topic I will talk at the time of the discussion. Okay, slowness is there, still there, but we can resolve if you are a good programmer. Now, second one. Any idea what is second one? Second one is secure. Why security is a problem? So 1990 Python released, but 1995 Java released, but Java still popular. Why? Because secure. Why Java is secure? Because of the concepts that follow, that is object oriented. Because Java follows only the concepts of object oriented, it will not accept anything functional or procedural. Object oriented, obviously, that is secure. Still, then Python is also following the object oriented, right? Why are you saying still secure? Yes, there is a chance you can write the code using a functional oriented language or procedural oriented language. If you're writing the code in that language format, then there will be definitely a security hole. Not all the times, there may be chance. But this can also be resolved if you say to the developer saying that, guys, of course, Python supports all three programming paradigms, but please make sure you are writing the code using object-oriented principles only. Even though the code is allowed to write in functional or procedural language format, please don't use. So in our project, we decide as a manager or the lead, what we decide, we will take the requirement first. We will see that should we go with security things or not required, because there are some requirements like that. Okay, some transactions are happening. Then we will ask the team, write the code in object-oriented. There is a printing or report generation, something else. Why do we need object-oriented? Let's go with functional procedure. So again, I'm telling you, for this my point of view, slowness and security is completely dependent on you. You can still achieve these two disadvantages if you are maintaining the code in efficient manner. Clear? Any questions? So that's all about Python. I mean, advantages, disadvantages, and everything. Tomorrow we are starting a real Python. Tomorrow I'll show you how to set up the environment, how to install and everything. And we will start the coding also, concepts of core Python. So before that, do you have any questions? Any
Uh,
questions?
yeah, thank you, Srinivas. It was interesting topic. I was talking to Vijaya, and basically, like, just to understand a little bit about the trainer. So you will be the trainer throughout the course, or you are going to
Yeah.
take a portion of it?
No, no, I'm the one.
You will be the one of the training this
Yeah.
Python course.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, can you just introduce yourself? Sorry, I was missing yesterday. Can you
Oh,
give
okay, okay,
a little
okay.
background about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Srinivas, over 17 years of IT industry experience. Career initially started as manual tester, and then I moved to Java development. I worked more than 6 years. Then I moved to a Python project with AWS. So I'm working as a senior software development manager. I'm leading two teams. One is DevOps and one is provision. So provision is completely what is development with Python plus AWS. So we are the cloud creators for our company. So all our products are created using AWS and Python. We automated the code. So DevOps, it's completely infrastructure maintenance. So actually, I joined as a developer in that project. So total 11 years of experience in that project. So I became the manager in that same project. Coming to the training part. So this is 62 batch or 52 batch. I don't remember exactly. I usually take the offline classes. Offline class completed almost 40 batches. Because of Corona, we started. I tied up with this career IT guys. Actually, there was a different institute where I worked as a trainer offline batches. But now because of Corona, we started online. So I'm now with career IT. So career IT, I completed almost 15 to 20 batches. So in trainer part also, I have more than 8 years of experience.
Great, thank you. And nice meeting you over chat.
Thanks so much.
So,
Yeah,
which
thank you.
organization, if you don't mind?
I don't like to reveal now, but yes,
No
I do
issues.
reveal, no problem. I can reveal, but let's
No issues.
decide the batch first. Yeah,
Let's talk later. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
I appreciate your response. Thank you.
Okay, if no questions, yes, we can wrap up the session today. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.